There is something special about collections. And I'm not talking about those cheap packs that just give you the game in a box and call it a day. Those are still very good deals and they deserve to exist. But there is a special charm about a collection with a ton of games, full of artwork, music, and extras that I think is not as appreciated as it should be. Most people just see these games as, oh, well, games, okay. When in reality, they are so much more than that. Even if the games in the collection are way better on an emulator, if a collection is made with love and is easy to access, 9 times out of 10 I will play that version. And sadly, it seems like we are getting those types of games less often than before. I mean, why put all the effort in a collection when you can upscale a Wii game and sell it for $60 or make it available for a limited time? Thankfully, with Sonic Origins finally having a trailer and looking like everything I wanted out of a classic collection, I have my faith restored in this genre of games. So I thought, doesn't Sonic have like a really good history with game collections? And maybe I can make a video about it. And here we are. So today, let's look at the history of Sonic game collections. Our first stop is none other than Sonic Jam for the Sega Saturn. Well, what a weird name. I wonder if they actually did Sonic. Oh, they actually did it. Huh, good to know. Sonic Jam was released in 1997, and as most of you know, Sega was in a bad spot in those years. After the success of the Genesis, Sega failed to capture the same audience in the later consoles. While the reasons are too many to number, the main 3 reasons were the multiple add-ons like the Sega CD and the 32X confusing the consumers, the N64 and PlayStation 1 being too much competition, and the reason weaker, the lack of a proper 3D Sonic game on the Saturn. So with Sonic Extreme having some issues, Sega needed something that would grab the attention of fans while introducing Sonic to new people. And the result? This game, Sonic Jam. I already said a ton about Sonic Jam both in my Christmas video and my Sonic 1 Ports video, and while I recommend watching those videos, it's not necessary for this one, because this time I can finally fully explore the game, starting with the opening scene. Oh, it sucks. Weird that everything else in this collection is so high quality, and to have such an underwhelming cutscene at your first introduction to the game, I think gives the game a bad impression. But oh well, just a small nitpick. After that opening we get 2 options, the games and Sonic World. Let's start with the less impressive of the 2, the games. We have 7 games, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Knuckles in Sonic 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and Blue Spheres. No Sonic CD to complete the classic saga, but I guess it makes sense. Sonic CD wasn't on the Genesis and it wasn't considered part of the classic games yet, but it's still a little disappointment. This is not your standard Sonic games, for you see, these games were remade from the ground up. In other words, this is not emulation, these games are running on actual Sega Saturn hardware, which means they could change the game as much as they wanted, and boy did they did. In every game you have 3 difficulties. Original, which is the same as the original Genesis game, Normal, which has more rings and some small changes to the level layout, and Easy, which has even more rings, even more changes, bosses take 3 hits, and you only play 1 act in each zone. And let me tell you, after playing this game for so many years, you show me a single ring that wasn't there before and my mind explodes. And on top of that, you can also turn off timeouts and have the spinach in Sonic 1 for the first time. I'm going to be honest and say that these versions are not the definitive way of playing this game. The porting is not perfect, the physics can be weird at times and the sound effects are just off. But what is here is truly special. They didn't just take the games and put it in a collection, they took the games, ported them to the Saturn and added a ton of things they couldn't do on the Genesis. And wanna know the best part? That this is the worst part of this game. So why don't we go back to that title screen and select the other option, Sonic World. Would you look at that? A 3D Sonic game. Kind of. Okay, not really. This is what in other collections would be the extras menu. Instead of selecting what you want to see through a simple menu, You instead play as Sonic in a small 3D area, collecting rings, doing fun missions like hitting some balloons, entering into different museums, just having a good old time. It's pretty basic, yeah, but think of the context. In 1997, after the smash hit that was Super Mario 64, everyone's eyes were on Sonic to deliver an experience on par or even better than Mario. And Sonic X-treme was the game that Sega was advertising the big jump to 3D. But Sonic X-treme never came out, and Sonic Team was already moving on to a new console making Sonic Adventure, which was the big jump to 3D everyone wanted. But that took 2 years, so Sega is in this position thinking, okay, the Saturn is dead, and people paid for a 3D Sonic game, what do we do? And to me, Sonic World is an apology and a send-off to classic Sonic. And when you look at it like that, when you look at all the trailers, the cutscenes, the arts, the music, the missions, when you look at everything this game has to offer with that mindset in mind, it feels like a nostalgic journey. And this is coming from a guy that was introduced to the series with Sonic Colors. The nostalgic part? Yeah, that's the game, not me. And what's even crazier for me is that Sega would find themselves in a very similar situation only 5 years later. And their response was also very similar. I'm of course talking about Sonic Mega Collection, released in 2002 only for the GameCube. The Dreamcast is officially dead, and Sega has decided to move from console manufacturer to a third-party developer, meaning that now Sonic will be introduced to an entirely different audience than before. And Sega knew, so what better way than to show all these new people the magic of Sonic than to release a collection of every Genesis Sonic game. We have 12 games to play here. Every game from Sonic Jam is back, plus Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic Spinball, and Dr. Ronnie's Meme Machine. And if that wasn't enough, this collection also has Flicky, Ristar, and if you are playing the Japanese version, The Ooze and Comic Zone. I don't know why we couldn't get those last 2 games here, but a pretty cool lineup. What I do think is weird how you go about getting all these games. Most games are available from the start, but every lock-on game and extra Sega games are unlocked by booting up the games multiple times? Like, take Sonic 3 and Knuckles. To unlock that game, you need to boot up Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles 30 times each? Huh? I get that having you unlock some games can be fun for some, especially if you are a kid that has no idea what extra games this collection has. But the method is just weird, tedious, and very easy once you know what to do, so it's not like it's a reward for an amazing achievement or anything. And the other big problem is that sadly these games are just simple emulation and not a port like in Sonic Jam, and it's not like the emulation is perfect. I couldn't find anything broken, but some sound effects like the goalpost sound terrible. Here, listen. But being honest, unless you're going to change a lot of stuff and introduce a completely new engine like the Christian Whitehead ports or something like that, there's no reason to port the game rather than emulate. And thanks to them just emulating the game, they could add way more games than in Sonic Jam. Another advantage of emulation is that it makes my job easier, so let's move on. For the extras we have a couple of things. We have the manuals from every game, some character illustrations, the intro and outro of Sonic CD, trailers for Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Advance 2, a heartwarming video looking at the history of Sonic up to that point, even the Sonic and Garfield collection is mentioned here, and my favorite part, the comic section. We have over 100 comic book covers, including the Knuckles series and some specials, and we even have a full 48-page comic in the form of Sonic First, a compilation of some early Archie Sonic comics. And man, by only going through those over 100 comics covers, you can see how Archie comic has started getting the reputation of the most insane Sonic media. I mean, look at this! Who the is Monk? And I can't take it anymore. Jokes aside, I just love how this collection gives such a big highlight to this. Well, I don't want to say forgotten because Sonic fans love to bring up the crazy stuff that is in these comics. Maybe a better word would be overlooked, when in reality the comics were a big part in making Sonic become more than a video game and more of a multimedia icon. And that's basically it. Comparing this game to Sonic Jam, I see a big difference. While Mega Collection has more games, I feel like Sonic Jam has better extras. And isn't that why we play these collections? And if that is so, why this game is still considered the better one by the majority of people? Well, I think it all comes down to the presentation. The amazing music, the way you go through the stars every time it loads, the background, the most sexy page flip sound effect in the universe. I think, just like Sonic Jam before, this game gives such a nostalgic feeling. But the difference I feel, and again this all coming from someone that didn't play this game as a kid, is that Sonic Jam feels like a goodbye to the classic era, while Mega Collection reminds us more of the hopeful times of the series, when we thought our lives were going to be great. Looking at the commercials and the comics, this game is as if Sonic was telling you, hey, the future is scary and a lot has happened since the beginning. So let me catch you up to speed, and only by looking at the past, you can see the future in a brighter light. And while the context of what is coming in a couple years can make that message bitter and sad, I still think this game can make you feel that way, and sometimes the feelings can be all that you need. But something is not right here. If Sega wanted to use Mega Collection as a way to introduce the newer fans that never owned a Sega console to Sonic, then why is it exclusive on the GameCube? Well, it seems Sega also thought of that too, because only a couple of years later, on 2004, 2005, 2006 or 2007, Jesus, did they take long to port it to all platforms, Sonic Mega Collection Plus was released on the PS2, PC and original Xbox. This is an enhanced version of Mega Collection that brings every game from the original, including the 2 Japanese games, and it also adds 6 Game Gear games: Sonic 1 8-bit, Sonic Chaos, Sonic Drift, Sonic Labyrinth, Mean Bean Machine 8-bit, and Sonic Blast. Not my preferred choice for Game Gear games. I mean, we have 2 of the worst Sonic games ever made, and an inferior version of a game already on this collection, but you know what they say, the more the merrier. There is also another big addition to the games. Now, in every game you can save and load at any time. The only problem is that it takes a long time, but it's still a very good addition. What I'm more interested is in the extras. We still have the manual for all games, and we still got the comics. But since this game came after the original, we got even more comic covers. And speaking of additions, the illustrations also got an upgrade. Now all characters have Sonic Heroes renders and their Sonic Battle sprites. And in the movie section, we got some nice additions, but some bad exclusions. Everything from OG Mega Collection is gone, and in the replacement, we have some storyboards, some in-development cutscenes and some finished cutscenes, all from Heroes. And I do like them, but they do miss a little bit of the charm the original movies had. And I think that's the biggest problem with this collection. It looks clean and we still have all the amazing music and sound effects, but it just feels off to me. The backgrounds looks off, the menus looks off, controlling the museum feels off. This collection is objectively better than the original, but if there is a time when I want to play where I need to choose between the 2 versions, I'm picking OG every time. But you know, there is something weird. Isn't it weird that we are 3 collections in and we have all these games, but we are still missing one of the biggest games from the classic era? Where the f is Vectorman? Oh yeah, Sonic CD 2, I guess. Sonic CD was supposed to be in the Mega Collection, but due to some emulation problems with the Sega CD, it wasn't possible, which is why the next collection is using the PC version of Sonic CD. But PC version or not, it was too late. Mega Collection was already out, so the people at Sega had the idea of selling Sonic CD again with some other games that no one cares about, marketing this game as a collection of hidden Sonic games and selling it at full price. And it worked. This is Sonic Gems Collection, released in 2005 for the GameCube and PS2. Unlike the other collections, this game focus is not to give the classic games another life, but instead focusing the lesser known Sonic games and giving them a chance. And by lesser known games, I mean Sonic CD, Sonic the Fighter, Sonic R, a bunch of random Game Gear games in the form of Sonic 2 8-bit, Spinball 8-bit, Triple Trouble, Drift 2, Tails Sky Patrol, Days Adventure, and Vectorman 1 and 2, baby! Woo! Also, once again, the Japanese version gets some exclusive games, Bonanza Bros. And the Streets of Rage trilogy. It makes no sense to lock those games, but hey, it is what it is. We are once again dealing with just simple emulation, but this time it's a little bit more complicated. Now that we are dealing with more than 2 consoles, some decisions have to be made. As mentioned before, the Sonic CD version in here is the PC port, same with Sonic R. Sonic the Fighters in the other hand is the original arcade version. A better version of Sonic the Fighter with more characters and online would later be re-released for the PC and Xbox 360, but sadly this is not that version. As for the Game Gear and the Genesis game, they work the same way as they did in Mega Collection. Instead, this time you can do a quick save state that goes away when you close the game. And these are good picks, and I'm glad that these games got another chance, but this is not what I would call a Sonic Gems collection. I don't know if this is asking much, but if this is going to be a collection of obscure and forgotten Sonic games, I would want for them to go a little crazier. Maybe some Knuckles Chaotix or a Waku Waku Sonic Patrol car, perhaps a Sonic Schoolhouse or a Sega Sonic here and there, you know, actual obscure games worthy of a Gems collection. And actually some of these games were intended to be part of the collection, but due to some technical reason they couldn't. Maybe what this game lacks in games, it can deliver in extras. We have our matches for all the games and the museum. In the museum, we have illustrations for Sonic CD, Fighters, R, Chaotix, Adventure, Adventure 2, 3 pages of heroes because why not, some promotional artwork, and more surprisingly Sonic the Screensaver and the Japanese arcade machines? Huh, I mean that wasn't enough to also get 16 demos for the other Genesis and Game Gear games, and a Sonic Heroes trailer, a Sonic History retrospective, and the Sonic Adventure intro. Just wow, I think this is the best museum out of any Sonic game. Doesn't come with the over 100 comic covers from the Mega Collection, but those games didn't have near the amount of illustrations. I mean, remember this iconic concept art from Sonic Girlfriend Madonna? Well, that concept art and many other iconic ones came from this game. Not everything is perfect. For example, the presentation and music are a very strong aspect on the Mega Collections. I think I find it very lacking, which is a shame because I think it's because of that reason why I don't see a lot of people talking about Gems Collection when they are praising the other collection from left and right, when in reality both collections complement each other nicely, and I think Sega can learn from this collection that bringing forgotten games to modern consoles can be a great thing. Just look at what happened to the 3 main games in this collection. Sonic CD was finally recognized as the 4th mainline classic game. Sonic the Fighters got in Wreck-It Ralph as a cameo, and it got re-released twice in the already mentioned PS3 and Xbox 360 version, and as a cameo in The Last Judgment. And while Sonic R didn't get as much love as the other 2, it still gets a ton of references and love from Sega. Who knows, maybe the same can happen with the Advanced games or the Riders games, but sadly we don't have those collections yet. Maybe we will, maybe we will never get it, but a man can dream. Next up is Sonic Classic Collection for the Nintendo DS released in 2010. This game features only the Genesis mainline games, that being Sonic 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Knuckles in Sonic 2, and Knuckles in Sonic 3? Oh, it's just Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I don't know why they changed it, but it kinda pisses me off. With this being a collection made for the DS, some things had to be changed, like the screen size. It had to be downscaled to the DS resolution, making it a bit stretched and cut off. It's still perfectly playable, and I'm glad they actually scaled it down instead of just zooming in on like some other game. Another change is that the multiplayer modes for Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 are gone, which also means no sound test or level select for both games. Not everything is bad. You can now save at any time. It's not a save state like the other collection though. Putting up a save puts you at the beginning of the act. Also, you need to use the touchscreen to save, and also you need to use the touchscreen to pause the game, and also the speed shoes plays a higher pitch version of the song instead of speeding it up because why not? Okay, this is not sounding good. Maybe the extra can save it, and it's only 30 of the most basic classic Sonic illustrations. At least the menu theme is the Sonic Jam Sonic World theme. That's cool, I guess. Being fair, this is the first time most of these games were on a handheld console, and if you were 2010 and only had a DS, this is a more than acceptable way to play the classic games. But in the scope of this video, yeah, this sucks. And that's kinda it. The other games are either value packs or Sega compilations, and to me they don't fit the topic of this video. You can make a case for Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection and Sega Genesis Classic, but they have different priorities compared to the core Sonic collections. Those games are more focused in providing a big collection of games and less on the extras and the celebration. but at the same time I don't want to in such a lame way. So why not give my early opinions on the new Sonic Origins? The game's not out yet and I intend to make a video all about that game, so if you are from the future I would recommend watching that video. But for now, let's talk about Sonic Origins! Sonic Origins was announced on May 27, 2021, and the only thing we got back then is that this game will be a collection of all the mainline classic games in widescreen. And after that, dead silence. I'm talking nothing. The only news we got in a year was Katie confirming that it wasn't cancelled, but other than that, nothing. It was until April 20 when we got a ton of info, and that is what I want to talk about. But first I want to get out of the way the 3 big controversies. The first one is that the PC version will have Denuvo. For the people that don't know, Denuvo is an anti-pirate software that slows down the game, causes way more problems than it should, and the worst part is that it doesn't work. The fact Sega had the necessity of putting this stupid software that they know it doesn't work is so stupid. And let me repeat this again, Sega is doing this, and Sega is the one that made all these stupid decisions that put this game in such a bad light, while the game itself is made by passionate fans. Like controversy number 2, Sega is releasing the standalone games. Why? Yeah, those are inferior versions, and I guess you can make the argument that it makes it less confusing for the consumer, but is it that really a huge issue? Why not give the consumer more options? That just makes Origins feel like a pricier version when in reality it's completely different from the originals. And problem number 3, this chart. What is this? Ubisoft? You don't know how many problems this caused. People were screaming and crying all over social media. And again, they just put Origins in a bad spot. No one cared about the game, they all talk about this stupid f***ing chart. And the worst part is that this awful chart is actually super simple. This is what the chart actually is. Thanks to Leffen91 for making this. You get 2 options, the normal version or the digital deluxe version. And everything in the digital deluxe version is a pre-order bonus, or it can be locked in the game, or can be bought as DLC later. It's that easy. And little tip from me, just shut the f up and buy the digital deluxe version. If you are in a position where you can spend $40 on a game, you can spend $5 more and save the travel. Honestly, Sega shouldn't have bothered with the normal edition and should have only had the digital deluxe and call it a day. I understand all the confusion and anguish towards all these stupid problems, but these problems are external to Sonic Origins the game. It sucks, yeah, but I can knock the game for that. So let's switch the topic. As soon as the trailer starts, we get one of the biggest selling points for this game. Fully animated cutscenes, and oh, they look gorgeous. Apparently these cutscenes will play in the new story mode that connects all the classic games together. This also confirmed that Sonic CD comes before Sonic 2. It makes no sense and I will die on the hill that it should go after Sonic 3, but whatever. Either way, the animations are sick and I'm super excited to see them in-game. And speaking of the in-game part, one of my biggest concerns was who is making this game. And thankfully, shortly after the trailer, we got confirmation that the versions of Sonic 1, 2 and CD are the Christian Whitehead mobile ports. And the Sonic 3D port is by Headcanon, who also worked on the mobile ports and Sonic Mania. It's a shame that Mr. Taxman himself couldn't make it since he's busy with another project, but at least his efforts are in spirit. Having the mobile port is already a guarantee for these to be the best official versions, but I still wonder if they changed anything in this port. We know that Knuckles won't be in Sonic C, which is push, but okay, so that seems like a no, but what about the drop dash? We saw a glimpse of it in the Sonic 3 part, but is that only on Sonic 3? What about the level select? In the original port you had to touch the Sega letters in order and hold the screen with 2 fingers. How will that work? I really hope those level selects are there. They have a ton of cool options like a Secret 7 special stage in Sonic 1 and the Elemental Shields. If those options do come back, I hope it's in an easier menu option instead of the old method. It was cool at first, but it got a little tedious afterward. So, would it be funny if Sega decided to show a gameplay trailer debunking most of this section? Well, they did just that! In a newer gameplay trailer, we got full confirmation that the drop dash is going to be in every game and that Supersonic is in Sonic 1, meaning that the level select bonuses are most likely in this new collection too. We still don't know how we select those options, but at least we know they exist. We could also hear that a remix of the Sonic Wars theme from Sonic Jam is going to be the main menu. Some other option that we can see in the trailer itself is that there is now a separate Super Form button like in Mania and a new Blue Sphere mode. I have no idea what that means seeing how Blue Sphere is already confirmed, but I'm interested in finding out. Overall, these mild glimpses just show me more proof that this game will be amazing. Too bad it ruined most of this section. Okay, back to the video. Another change many people noticed that your life icon got replaced to coins. Ew! Coins? In a Sonic game? These coins replace life and they can be used to retry a special stage and unlock things in the museum. You get these coins in the new anniversary mode, which is a fancier way to say that this is the widescreen version. There is also a classic version that's just the original game, if you like it that way. There is also a boss rush mode, which is pretty cool. We also have a ranking system and a mirror mode. Mirror mode flips the screen so that you go to the left instead of the right. That sounds very weird to play, but it also sounds super fun. We also have a good old museum mode. The website claims to have some things that never have been released to the public, so I'm excited for that. But what I'm more excited and possibly the biggest selling point for me is the mission mode. The name speaks for itself. Little challenges to do like defeating a certain amount of enemies or collect enough rings. And there's a ranking system too. Oh, this is going to be so good, I already know it. And that goes for the entirety of this collection. And I haven't even mentioned the 3D maps, the blue spheres, the My Data mode, the sound test. I know things like Sonic 1 Forever, Sonic 2 Absolute and Sonic 3 Air exist, but you need to understand that those games wouldn't exist if the original mode ports didn't exist. We need to prove to Sega that we like collections. We like seeing our old games in a modern way. We like people of the community helping with these sort of projects. So please, buy this game. This game is the culmination of all the attempts of porting the classic games from Sega and the fans. And this game is also a culmination of all the other Sonic collections. Each and every one of them is work of passion. From Sonic Jam's amazing Sonic World, to Sonic Mega Collection's atmosphere, to Gems Collection attempt to bring in forgotten games, to even Classic Collection attempting at bringing the classic games to a portable console. And it seems like Sonic Origins will follow in those footsteps. Don't let stupid corporate decisions deceive you. This game is just like Sonic Mania. This is a compilation for the fans and by the fans. And hey, even if there are small problems with the game, it's still going to be on PC, meaning that those mods are going to go crazy. But at least that's what I think. Let me know down below in the comments how you guys feel about the long history of Sonic collections. And while you're down there, why not hit that like button and that subscribe button so you can let YouTube know you guys like what I do. And that's all from me, and I'll see you on the next drive. Oh hi, you actually stayed until the end. Thanks for that. The first thing I want to say is that I have appeared in this Kirby content creator collab. That video is an amazing celebration to the Kirby series and it's full of amazing people, so I highly recommend checking it out. And one of the collab members, TaxiP to be more specific, even did a really funny YTP of the thing, so also check that out. And actually, check everyone out in that collab. They are all amazing people and we all do different things, so you get a wide selection of Kirby content. And final shoutouts to Dexus, the mad lad was the main organizer and he put all his heart into that project. Okay, but the question most of you care is, where have I been? The answer is simple. I have been super sick, like to the point I couldn't even move from bed. And if that wasn't enough, my headphones one day just died. But my actual main reason is that I just don't have much time. It's sad, but that's the reality. Although that doesn't matter to me. As long as I can keep giving you guys the content, I'm happy. No matter how tiring life is getting. And that's basically all I want to talk about. For more updates, memes, thoughts on the latest news, follow my Twitter account. I'm pretty active there. Okay, that's it. Bye.